can you tell me? What do you see? Please, your facial expressions have no meaning to me. I am asking, what do you see?
Cane.
Stick.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toastmaster, tonight I will prove to you that seeing is not believing. What you just told me is not necessarily the truth. I believe that sight is the bully of all senses and completely overrated. I will show to you tonight that seeing is not believing, and also the following. There's this anonymous quote that says that if the eyes are useless, if the mind has no vision. I'll prove this to you, because in actual fact, the way we view life makes all the difference, and not the way we see things. I'll prove this to you tonight. I will do this by explaining a little bit more about myself and my eye condition, and taking you on some of the adventures of my life. And ladies, just as an added bonus, I'm going to prove that size does matter. I was a premature baby, which has led to my eyes never developing fully. So people ask, how much can you see? And I say, enough to get into trouble. So it's 97% sight loss, 3% of sight left. That's if you want to see it that way. I see it as 3% sight, 97% attitude. Now, what do I have to cope with? First thing, peripheral loss. In more common terms, that's tunnel vision. That means if you're good looking, please stand in front of me, not next to me. I also have no 3D, so I have no depth perception, which has taught me I shall never throw a mock punch. Because the one that's this far is also that far, and believe me, I've got into trouble before. One of my nemesis is my nystagmus. My nystagmus means that my eyes have moved and never stopped bouncing unpredictably like a rugby ball since I can remember, and that means that my brain has fallen to focus. Now, we do have some advantages. I can keep eye contact with two of you at opposite sides of the room at the same time. But on the other hand, it does have a plus side, and I'm not throwing any hints down here, but a GMT actually helps because the muscles relax and my eyes actually have a few seconds to focus. So if I play a game of pool, first one, absolute rubbish. After a few drinks, you're in trouble. Now, coping with all of this is not easy. But there's a choice to be made, you see, because I can't see the difficulty in any situation. It's to my advantage. I, of course, let's get back to what you just saw, okay? Do not like this at all. Not my favorite. I am actually really privileged because I have a guide dog called Kelsey. We have a lot in common. She's on holiday at the moment, sorry, couldn't make it. We have a lot in common. She's like me, blonde, beautiful, intelligent, and extremely mischievous. And you would understand why I would prefer her company to that. Nobody's going to come up to you and say, oh my, what a lovely cane you've got. But even I had to learn to embrace the cane. Now, my life experiences will also show to you that the way you see things with the eyes has got nothing to do with it. It's all about your choice about how you view things. In 2012, I had the privilege of staying in London during the Olympics. I was approached by a journalist for an interview. She was looking for a negative story about how this event will impact the commute of disabled people on the underground. Unfortunately, I had to disappoint her. You see, with my guide dog at the time, we were the fastest moving commuters, no matter if it was peak hour with thousands of tourists. In fact, they caught on and knew if they walked behind me, they'll get out quicker. Because for us, the crowds opened like the Red Sea. In London, I also had other experiences where looking for a flat or a room to rent, landlords would not help me because they see me as a health and safety risk. I also applied to a college that would not accept me. They said, we've got stairs. How can you do this? Well, you can't change them. There will always be people like this. So my comment to them is, one day there might be a cure for my visual impairment. But for your stupidity, there is no hope. So, as I said, the cane is not my favorite, but I've learned to embrace it. I'd like to share one more experience with you. Just after my second guide dog, Sandy, retired, I had to go out for the first time on a social event with some girls from work to the pub in London. I wasn't looking forward to this because my guide dog is just retired, and why? Why would I want to come with a white cane? In the end, the evening was quite nice, but as we were sitting outside waiting for our cab, an unshaven, smelly, middle-aged Englishman approached. And because he had a few pints, he had more guts and brains and thought he had a chance. He looked at my cane, lying like this, saying, "Oh, love, do you play the drums?" Nonplussed was I. I said to him, "No, sir, this is my measuring stick." Do you live up to my expectations? I don't think so. Needless to say, he disappeared. So what we'd like to learn from this is, in life, I've got it easy. My disability, my challenge, obvious, I've got a sight impairment. Yours might be hidden a little bit more. But what you need to do is to not see that as a stumbling block, but rather as a stepping stone. And I'd like to invite you to not always use your eyes, but rather, the eyes, as they say, is useless if the mind has no vision. I say, so what if eyes are useless? If you have a visionary mind, you can see it all, and consequently,